What's up guys, it's me Synod, and today we're doing another PSA review. Thank you guys for showing all the support that you did on this channel and on my last video. Really much appreciated. Before we get started, make sure you follow me on all of my socials to get updates on inventory, shows, and more videos coming out. So let's get started with the video. So about like 6-ish weeks ago, there was a trade night at a local card shop. Shout out Triangle Area Sports Cards. They host a trade night every time there's a new set, new Pokemon set being released. And I attended with a bunch of my buddies. It was a good night, great fun, a lot of packs being opened, and a lot of trades being done. Towards the end of the night, one of my buddies introduced me to an individual who had some crazy binders full of crazy cards, a crazy collection. All kinds of tag teams, mega evolutions, a binder full of Pikachus, a binder full of Charizards, and it was nothing but bangers. So long story short, me and him did a trade. It was for one of my cards at the time, a PSA 10 Mega Evolution Charizard Japanese that I really loved. It was a card that I planned to PC for myself, but he really wanted it, and he really pulled me on trading it away. And there was a few cards that he had that I really wanted myself, so I ended up letting it go. We agreed on a trade and got the deal done. After coming home and looking at the cards, which all of them were near mint, all of them were very clean, I was going over a few of them and I realized this card was a little extra clean, like very clean. It was the Mega Evolution Charizard from Flashfire. This card has always been one of my favorite cards. Getting back into the hobby around 2021 is when I started collecting again, and this was one of those cards that I really wanted. When I originally started collecting again, my chase, the set that I was essentially master setting, were Mega Evolutions. I was never a master setter of like XY Evolutions or Vivid Voltage or Evolving Skies. It was just Mega Evolutions that really appealed to me. My binder was full of Evolutions. That was the one card I've never owned, because at that time I was in college, really wasn't collecting too much. Like a $200-300 card was big for me, and I didn't have something like that. But I finally got it through this trade, and I thought, wow, this card is very minty. Decided to go ahead and send it to PSA. As you've seen in my last video, I have a whole process of how I look at the card, looking at it very meticulously, using a magnifying glass and a light, and being very particular and very careful about looking for blemishes and dents and checking the centering and making sure it's really looking good. I was very excited to send this card off, to say the least. I was telling some of my buddies, like, dude, this card is mint. I even was thinking about sending it express, because I was like, dude, I am certain this card is gonna be a 10. If anything, it'll be a 9. But even as a 9, in terms of what I got in on the trade, monetarily, I would still be in the green. But regardless, it would still be a very cool card to come back in a 9 or a 10. So we did the trade. I came back home for the next few days. I was kind of just, after work every day, I was kind of eyeballing it, really thinking about it. And I was debating with myself whether I should just go ahead and send it as a regular submission with a bunch of other cards, or if I should go ahead and pull the trigger and send it as an express. Because keep in mind, I have shows coming up towards the end of that month. This, again, keep in mind, this was like in June, like end of May, kind of in June, I think beginning of June. So I was thinking ahead of, if this takes 2 months to come back, I won't have it in time for the shows. I won't have it in time for Collecticons coming up. I was like, man, I really think I should express ship it. So for those who don't know, PSA has a service. It's an express service where you can send off cards and they'll come back, I think within like 2 weeks turnaround. But keep in mind, obviously, to have that kind of turnaround, it's very expensive. So for that one card, after taxes and everything, it was a pretty penny. So for starters, this is again just me kind of talking about the process, what I wanted to do, how did I submit it, and so on. So you'll see in the following clips just a little bit of prep work. I had some buddies take a look at the card for me. I had a friend to help me package it all up, and we sent it off and it was ready to go. And man, I just kept looking at the PSA app every single day. But finally, 2 weeks later, the card came back. And I'm really excited to show you guys the result. So without further ado, let's get into the box. PSA box. Alright, so like I was saying, Charizard from Mega Evolution. This card is very cool, very sick, and I was very excited to get this card back. I didn't see what the submission was, so that's the front of it. We're gonna look at the back of it. Yeah, so there we go. There we got the card in its excellence. You can see how it's pretty clean, no whitening. Centering on the back looks good. I'm gonna cover the front and I'm gonna show you the front of this card. You can see this card very clean, pretty centered, and yeah, without further ado, we're gonna take a look at this grade. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so as you can see, we got a PSA 7. So yeah, there it was. So unfortunately, not all grades always go great. Not all grades go as expected. So you're probably thinking, how in the world did this get a 7? Senate, you looked at it meticulously like you said you did. How in the world did it get a 7? So frankly, I didn't look as good as I should have. Now, I want to show you this, and I wanted to make this video kind of to go over the thought process of wanting to get cards graded. So in my case, well, in the past video, I was really explaining on how, you know, when it comes to grading a card, you really have to be unbiased, and you have to look at the card for what it is, and don't get so excited to get something graded, you know. In this case, this card, you can kind of see here, if it'll show it. Let me bring the light back up. So if it'll focus, which it doesn't want to focus right now. It's very hard to see, but I'll put some pictures in it. It's very hard to see, but at the very top edge, there's like a weird pinch, some whitening in the card that gave it the grade that it did. So yeah, you're probably wondering, Senate, how did it get that grade? Frankly, I didn't do a good job with my pre-grading. So like I was telling you in my past video, in my previous video, I was talking about how when it comes to grading, you really have to detach from the card and look at it for what it is, and really be disciplined and unbiased and clear with yourself on whether this card is worth grading, whether this card will get a 9 or a 10 or whatever grade you're expecting it to get, right? So again, going through the process and the experience of sending this card off to get graded. When I got the card, I'll be honest, I was a little blindsided by the coolness of the card, and then initially how clean I thought the card was. And funny enough, I didn't even use like the magnifying tool that I had. I just put it under a light and like was just looking at it very hard, kind of thinking to myself like, yeah, I'll see a blemish. I wasn't being meticulous as you should be. Again, I was just a little starstruck by the card, because to me it's a card I like. Since I was a collector, I've always wanted, you know, and I was like, oh my god, I found such a clean copy in a trade that was like really good for me. So like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing, you know, this is going to be a W, a great transaction and a great grade submission. And like I said earlier, I was debating on whether I wanted to do just a regular $20-25 submission and wait 2 to 2.5 months, or, you know, take the chance and bite the bullet and submit it. So I actually knew what the grade was. This wasn't like a blind introduction or a blind reveal. Unfortunately, I spoiled it for myself because I wanted to do a reveal video, but immediately when PSA submitted the email, which be careful with their emails, they'll tell you like your card is ready, and with a card like this, if it gets a 9 or a 10, you usually get upcharged. So I don't know, honestly, I don't know if I would have gotten upcharged in Express. I think I would have, because the bill to send this card off was like $185, which is again a pretty penny. That's almost as much as what the card is worth. But yeah, I was anticipating that if it got the grade that I wanted, there would have been an upcharge. And I got the email, and I clicked on the email thinking like it would just say it's ready and then you can click on details, but in the email it showed you right away like, hey, here's your bill, this is what you'll be charged. And it was just a flat number that I saw in the beginning. I was like, oh no, I'm not getting upcharged. So that's a good chance it didn't get it. Well, that's a solid didn't get a 10. There was a chance it could have gone a 9, maybe an 8, but a 7? I was like, what the heck? How in the world did it get a 7? So funny enough, when you pay for a service that high in PSA, they actually give you grading notes, not like a whole report or nothing, but they give you notes on why it got the grade it did. So the grading notes that was given to me was there was a pinch along the top edge of the card. And looking back at it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's clear as day. How did I not see that before? Could have this been in a situation where PSA damaged the card and then it was like that? Maybe. At the time I was like, dude, there's no way, even if there was something, there was no way it was that bad and obvious, because I would have saw it. Then I decided to look at pictures, because I took pictures of the card beforehand, and in the pictures you can still kind of see a little, not a crimp, but it was like a little, almost like a print line at the top edge, going across the top edge. Funny enough, one of my buddies, before I sent the card off, even mentioned it. He was like, hey, that top edge looks funny. And I literally like ignored him because I was so like distracted by the idea of, oh my God, this card is so clean. It's gonna get a 10. It's gonna be worth X amount. And I feel like that's what a lot of people do nowadays. They're so like expecting a good grade just because they say it, but you really have to detach from your emotions towards the card and like what you think or feel, and you just got to be very, like, it has to be a very, very clear and educated guess, and your opinion, your guess needs to be stated by like the facts. What does the card look like? You have to look at every little meticulous thing. Nowadays, when I do my pre-grading, like my first submission, like you've seen in the last video, there's a few cards that I saw like a white dot, the smallest of white dots, and I was like, oh, maybe that'll pass, or maybe they won't see it. But it's like, if there's any kind of speck of doubt or a little reason why you think it wouldn't 10 or wouldn't 9 or whatever grade you, then it's not going to get that grade essentially. And you kind of have to play by that rule of thumb to really be safe for yourself and obviously for your bank account, you know, because it's not cheap, you know, especially in this case. Like this, I basically paid the amount of what this card was worth for it to come back the same monetary value. You know what I mean? Like this card is worth more cracked out in the card or cracked out of the slab. So this card is worth more cracked out of its slab, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, lesson learned. And this was a good lesson for me to learn as a way, as a reminder to, you know, always be grounded with your standards, and always make sure you're using your time and money wisely, because it does take time and money. You're sending these cards off, especially if you're a vendor. You know, you're putting your inventory aside for 2 to 3 to sometimes even more, 2 to 3 months, maybe even more, for them to get graded and come back, hoping that they'll be a good grade and they'll be worth, hoping they'll come back and be a good grade and they'll be worth the time they sat, and you would get more out of it monetarily, increase your margins, make more profit, you know. Especially as a vendor, that's a big risk to take. That's why you'll see a lot of vendors, they'll have like a stack of cards that could get graded, but then they never send them off because they're like, they'd rather just sell it the way it is and let somebody else deal with it. You know what I mean? That was that with that card. Pretty cool card. I'm debating on whether I want to keep this or not. If someone wants to pay me $400, no, I'm joking. But yeah, fun little experience. Honestly, I'm not upset about it. Yeah, I knew coming in though that the trade was so good for me that essentially I had, basically me grading it the way I did basically wouldn't have cost me anything with how much margin I had in on the trade and how much margin I had in on the card that I traded. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's one of those things that I was like, I have that wiggle room to, if it flops, I'm still okay, you know. But not a lot of times, that's a very, very rare case. Not a lot of times, you know, collectors and vendors have that kind of space and have that kind of room on their cards, what they have in it. A lot of times, you know, a card is worth $100, you probably got in on it $80. The submit the card is $20-25. So if it comes back, or sometimes you got the card at market and you submit it and now you technically got above market in it, and if it comes back a 9 or less and now it's just worth the same value as you sent it, then it was like a waste of your time and a waste of your money, because that card just sat away in a facility for 2 months and you got it back and nothing changed. So as a collector, yes, you want to keep that kind of stuff in mind, because in a way it kind of does matter. You know, you don't want to waste your money. That money can be used to build your own collection, and then obviously for other things, but collectors are always mindful of that, but especially vendors. I feel like there's more I need to say. I guess update with the channel. As y'all can see, if y'all have been following me on my Instagram, I've upgraded my production equipment. Now you will see me at the shows, you know, set up with this camera recording, and hopefully we'll be posting more videos, long form videos, cutting it up for some reels and TikToks. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be a blast. I really appreciate all the support from all my buddies, all the vendors, all the collectors, and just people I've met online through Instagram, checking out my content, you know what I mean? I love it. This is a great hobby, a great community, a great space, and I really enjoy, you know, I enjoyed collecting and meeting cool people through these cards, through these shows, but taking a step up and being able to vend and trade and provide all these cards for other people and their hobby is I don't know, it just speaks to me. It's just really fun being able to make these videos, help people out. Yeah, overall, just a fun time. And I love doing it. So yeah, I really, again, I know I keep saying it, but I really do appreciate the support. It does mean a lot, and it honestly encourages me a little bit to keep making these more and staying consistent. Excuse me. Water break. Sponsor me, Propel. Really enjoyed this fun little experience. Again, lessons were learned, and then I would love that I'm able to have this platform and share it with you guys. You don't have to make the same mistakes that I make, you know what I mean? Or y'all don't have to learn the hard way like I did. This card will be up for sale for $1,000. Take it or leave it. No questions asked. I know what I have. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. So hopefully it was a quick, small video. We'll see after editing. Hopefully this video was informative, but also just a little fun. More videos will be coming up soon. I got some reels and TikToks in the works. Snorlax, you got anything you want to say? Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and following this journey. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to go outside and touch some grass. Be like Snorlax. Later.